The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the opinions or policies of the station, its owners, or its advertisers. All content should be considered editorial in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the radio studios of WFAY and WMRV, Andrew Lonis Media presents Cumberland County's smartest hour of talk radio. Welcome back to another edition of the Carolina Cabinet.
Well, everyone, good morning and welcome to the Carolina Cabinet. I'm Peter Pappas. I'll be your host this morning. We are proud to be the only homegrown conservative talk radio show in the region, and we know this is the smartest hour of radio. Our job is to give a voice to the conservatives of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, and beyond. If you're listening to us, you're listening to us on WFAY 100.1 and The River, WMRV 106.5, This morning in the cabinet, we have a full cabinet. Welcome, everybody. So I'm seeing Pastor Joshua Goodman.
Good morning, family.
Joshie. Shamike Bethea.
Shamika's in the house.
Okay. Scandalizing down there.
Oh, my.
And we got the bishop, J. Antoine Miner.
We're in
And
trouble.
we welcome special guest, Leonard Bryant, friend of the cabinet. It's
Once
been so
again.
long. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And we
Come
have
on,
a
Assault
special
Major.
producer. I want Jim to step this way. So, you know,
Jim the producer.
Hello, everyone.
Yay.
fresh in from overseas. So he's here to produce this show. He's excited, so we are too. So as we dive into our show, we appreciate you tuning in and spending time with us this morning. Please take a moment to like, share, or follow us on Facebook. Look for us on your favorite podcast broadcaster, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can now find us on thecarolinacabinet.com.
The.com.
Just put the, so you don't get the cabinet makers. So don't go far. We'll be right back.
Be back.
Since 2012, Joshua Goodman has been the senior pastor at the Cliffdale Christian Center, a dynamic church and ministry located in West Fayetteville. Join our friend Pastor Goodman for a podcast or a live sermon in person at 6427 Cliffdale Road. Now for today's good news. Here is Joshua Goodman.
Well, good morning from the All-American City. This is Pastor Josh, and have I got some good news for you. In a time when so many want to unpack, talk about, and discuss all the problems, situations, and circumstances, all the negative junk, I'm going to give you some good news. All right, guys. Last week we were talking Matthew 13. This week we're going to talk Matthew 13 once again, and Jesus is telling yet another story all the way down in verse 43 and 44. It says this: "Then the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid, and for the joy over it goes and sells all that he has and buys the field." Two very important points. No, actually, three. The first one is, we talked last week about how Jesus says several times in chapter 13, "He who has ears to hear, let him hear." Friends, not everybody who has ears really is able to hear. What Jesus is saying is, listen, pay attention. This is important stuff I'm about to tell you. The second point is, he says, the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Friends, in a day like today, the righteous need to shine forth. The goodness, the integrity, the honesty, especially in today's day and age when there are so little of those things, these things literally beacon out and gives our lost world hope. And finally, the third point is this. Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid, and for the joy over it goes and sells all that he has and buys the field. Man, the kingdom is a treasure that once found is worth selling everything to obtain. Let me say that again. The kingdom is a treasure that once found is worth selling, giving everything up in order to obtain it. Now, we could step back and say, now, Pastor, how can this be? How can the kingdom have that kind of value? Well, it's because of what the kingdom ensures. Let me explain. The kingdom ensures salvation even when we sin. It ensures honesty in a world full of lies. It ensures peace in the midst of the storm and strength in a time of weakness. It ensures prosperity even when we're in poverty and healing when we are sick. Friends, this is Pastor Josh, and that is your good news.
News, weather, sports, and common sense talk in the morning. Grab another cup of coffee and settle in for more of the Carolina Cabinet, Eastern North Carolina's sexiest conservative talk show.
For my boy.
That's for you, Bishop.
Yes.
Welcome.
Sexy.
It's so long since we've seen you. I was going to have to put you like on a milk carton.
And if you are listening
Where
via
you
the
were.
radio, you need to know that the bishop looks especially tight
Very
tonight.
spiffy. Yes.
He looked like he got his look especially
Y'all
good
better
today.
quit.
Even got some oil on the forehead.
Yeah.
Ain't God good?
Buffed
Won't
it out
he
a
do
little
it?
bit. Got it
Oh,
going.
my Lord.
Y'all
Well,
better quit now.
I can't take y'all nowhere. I really can't. So, all right. So we have a very busy show. In my effort to organize, and kind of plan. Well,
You tried.
I tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
we appreciate it.
I read the notes.
So, and you read the notes.
I read the
so
notes.
See,
That's a plus.
I showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
you did.
Leonard
That's a
acknowledged.
miracle in
Yeah, and
itself.
you showed, and he read, and you. I don't know. Did you? Probably
We
not. It's
skimmed.
okay. I love you, Shamike. It's all right, baby. So,
Praise the Lord.
so
We here.
here's a few things, and I'll let you guys kind of steer. So we got ShotSpotter back in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have Cumberland County School Board trying to change the formula of teacher pay. We have Cumberland County Community Development trying to talk to HUD to do surveys to see basically how we're going to get money back to our community. And we have affordable housing program. So
That's a
where you want to go? Where you want to go first?
Well, I can tell you. I mean, just from my perspective, I was talking to a sheriff's deputy, and they said that violent crime is like
It's skyrocketing.
gone
Okay.
crazy.
So this probably isn't the time to get rid of ShotSpotter?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
no, we
yeah,
probably
this is probably
need to
not
keep-
the time to get rid of tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So according to City Council, they had to renew the contract. It was a vote of 6-4 to renew it, and I think they only renewed it for a year instead of 3 years.
Okay.
That was one thing that Lynn Green, Councilwoman Green, did say. She didn't want to obligate future councils, and that was fair.
That's valid.
Although I think we got a better price if we just committed to the 3
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
But that aside, I thought that was good thinking. Now, Councilman Derek Thompson, he argued that we asked the chief of police for his opinion, so why don't we listen to him? Have y'all seen Councilman Thompson? He's really getting in there against like the forces of Benavente and all that. Sorry, did I say it like
the
that?
dark side of the force.
But because Councilman Benavente, he says, and I'm going to just say this, he pretends that it harms black, brown communities in impoverished areas because that's where the microphones are for ShotSpotter. And if anybody doesn't know, ShotSpotter is that old military technology. I think, Leonard, you're probably familiar with that. Kind of? I don't know. You military guys, I don't know. But
Yeah, we just listens for the.
Yeah.
That's how we do
Duck.
take cover. Okay. So a lot of argument is that it's old military technology that they're trying to repurpose for civilian use.
Yes.
But the police, so the argument that it harms black, brown communities, and you guys weigh in on this, when the police
Do you have to
said...
be black to wear?
I was about to say the same thing. Are we weighing in because we're black?
No,
Like, Josh, jump in here, Josh.
you got
Brown in here today too.
you got Snowflake over here. I want to make sure I'm on the right track. So, my point is, when ShotSpotter says, "Okay, city police, where do you want these microphones?" City police pulled data saying, "Where is the violent crime happening?"
Absolutely.
Now,
As they should.
is it a racist thing to say, "Well, it just happens to be in the heavier black and brown communities"?
Well,
What part of that? What element is racist to that?
I would just I would want to interject something quickly. A survey was taken in a different part of North Carolina, but still within North Carolina, and one of the biggest in the low income area, Section 8 government housing, and one of the things that they found is that safety was a biggest concern. Safety was a big concern
in Section 8 housing.
in the Section 8 houses, government housing, and so and just so happened those are where the black and brown people live. So I think at this point we need to not just follow the data, but I said
We know you don't, Bishop. I won't say where you live on the mic, though.
Because he bougie. But that's the
Yeah, he is.
Moving on up.
but those people have that are in those areas find that they want safety too.
Yes.
So I think if it lines up with the data and the people are saying it, we need to be mindful of what.
And I can
what
tell you
people are
because
saying.
I live in one of those areas, and the
He lives amongst us.
Yes, I'm one of the. I live in an area that
Right.
is very at risk, and can I tell you to have a tool such as that? I mean, I literally listen to sirens go by my house 4 or 5 times a night. So when an officer comes and camps out, in my parking lot, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because
It's a deterrent.
It's a deterrent.
Well, okay, so my thing is, the racist element to me is a headline grabber that keeps someone's name in the paper. But don't black and brown communities, aren't they, you got me before I was going to say it, aren't they entitled to safety? Aren't they entitled to walk down their street and not be fearful of gun violence? And the police gave ShotSpotter 2 elements of data. Gun violence and drug activity is what they gave ShotSpotter, and that's what they based the locations of these mics of.
Here's what you got to look at and this is just me. When you look at Democrat-run cities, and Democrats just across the board, they thrive on unsafe environments and poverty. So,
Well, they thrive on the emotion.
they thrive on the emotion, and so. Of course, it's going to be called racist if it's something that they don't want, because they automatically know that the minute you call something racist, black and brown people come out and get emotional and want to protest. And that's the only way for them to keep getting reelected is they keep running on the problems that they themselves are causing and doing nothing to resolve. So if the problem was to ever get resolved, they would lose power.
Yeah.
So that's like poverty. I said to someone the other day, Democrats are the party of the poor. Well, that should let you know the only way for them to stay in power is for you to stay poor. Like, it's just common sense.
And I just want, kind of with, because I've had my interaction with Councilman Benavente or Mario, but I think his perspective, he's
like him?
always. I love everyone because
She
that's
loves
what
everyone
the Bible
equally.
says. So.
Yes,
But actually, I don't have
even
a bad
you, Bishop.
I know, right? But I don't have a bad relationship with. We disagree on a lot of issues, but as a person, we don't hang out or anything. But I do. He does have a love for the community. So with that being said, I think that he always comes from a place. I think just where he's been trained or where he's been. He always come from that. Black brown type of perspective, from a liberal standpoint, and so everything that he does is always from that lenses, and so regardless of what other people say, he's always gonna he has that.
Because I'm really looking like, when did he become black or brown?
Well, he's Asian, so he's included in
That's brown.
He's Raging Blasian.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, he's just
He's black Asian, I thought.
No, he just dark.
I thought he was, well, whatever.
But
He carries a good tan, I'll tell you that. I
he
mean,
does.
He does.
I like that. Yeah, I mean,
But he's
whatever.
like Korean. I think he's like Korean and something else. But it doesn't matter. But he's the lenses that he views.
Mario, we're
life.
going to
Well,
have you
look,
in
and
just
it-
so we can find out.
Yeah,
It's just like Obama was a socialist, because who did he get raised around?
But because he
Was
graduated
the people
from
that
E.E.
raised
Smith.
Obama, his father's friends and all. So
Mario went to E.E. Smith, which is predominantly black. So
Right.
his friends influence, and so I think that because it's from a liberal a lens, and then he went to, I think, UNC Chapel Hill. So everything
that's
is
where he got
from that.
radicalized.
I was raised in Haiti. Can I be brown?
I'm about to say, Josh, where you live? You black or brown?
Josh is brown. He just don't look
Well,
like
that
it.
is, yeah, that is
His
true.
tan didn't come all the way through.
You right.
What was that, albino?
So this is not. So we don't want to. We're not assaulting Mario because again,
It's just
Mario's
his
in
lens.
certain social circles with
Yeah.
me. Like as a human, he's
I
good.
like him. I love
but
him, yeah.
and he does have a passion for the community.
Yeah.
It's just not our passion.
Yeah.
It's just not the
a
way,
different lens.
and we see it the right way.
I think it's
so
sometime a
we're just hoping he's
misguided
going to come.
passion.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes a misguided passion, but I think even though it is misguided, like you said, there is a sense of he has a sense of He feels
Right.
responsible
He's trying
for,
to do well.
even if it's just his element of the computer
Yeah.
of the community.
And-
he feels a sense
and
of.
remember, y'all, he only won his seat by less than 10 votes. I think it was 6.
Yeah,
Six?
it was a very
It was
Really?
small
So,
margin.
and I'm just saying that people were undecided about him then, and maybe I don't know what that's going to translate to for a
Does anybody
re-election.
know how many terms he's run?
This is his second.
Has he done two? Is this his second?
This
But
is
he
his
was
second
unopposed,
term.
wasn't he, this last time?
Unopposed.
Yeah, and see, there goes the problem right there. When you run unopposed, it gives the candidates a false sense of like they're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean you're doing the right thing. Just some people just don't want to get in there because politics is nasty.
Yeah.
So,
Here.
Yeah,
Here, that's me.
Here.
But I don't think any candidate should ever run
Nobody.
unopposed.
No.
But
absolutely.
and that's where I think that's where we those of us that's on the GOP side, we have to do better. First of all, we're electing a good chairman ourselves, and then also making sure that
Wait a minute. Remember, we love you still, and we appreciate you listening. We know you're listening,
But
and we
still-
missed you.
but still making sure that we have quality, that even if people that they don't have a good chance of winning, that they can at least get the experience, at least get the issues up front, so people don't get that complacency that
What you running for?
my mouth.
You got my vote.
One last thing on ShotSpotter, and this was the complicated thing for me. Do you remember? It's been a year and a half or so. There was this man, Lawrence Artis, that he was the man that police interfaced with because of ShotSpotter in Cliffdale Plaza. They had him in custody. They found one gun.
Yes.
And then he found another gun
remember.
and somehow shot himself.
Yes. Not the police didn't shoot him.
No,
He shot.
no.
It was a
So
self-inflicted wound.
the autopsy report and everything came out in the last several months, and it was that the gun was behind, and he basically had it aimed at the police, and the police kind of nudged. So when he pulled the trigger, it shot himself.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't like. So I don't know why he had his hand on a gun if he was already in custody. That's probably a bad move.
Yeah.
He was in cuffs already
But yes.
with the gun.
Yes.
So
They
fire
fa-
everybody.
So, okay, but the thing is, and this is what I wanted to ask, and I really, because this is my problem with ShotSpotter. The only problem I have with it, would Mr. Arter still be here had officers not engaged him?
Well, he would probably still be here
I
if
mean,
he
it's-
didn't have a gun.
Now, we're dealing with a felon.
Now, but who else would not have been here though?
Right.
That's the question.
Exactly.
It's not even about him. It's who else in that vicinity would not have been here because of whatever rage and stuff that he's going on. So I do see that both
I
perspectives.
mean, that was my problem with it from the beginning. It's like, look, we do have, and Mario Benavente has brought up constitutional issues of, whatever his attorney background has taught him.
What constitutional issues has he
your
brought
right
up?
to unlawful search and seizure. He feels like that ShotSpotter constitutes an unlawful search and seizure.
But is it working?
It's public, though.
Is it
Yes.
working?
Yeah.
Well, it's just all the ShotSpotter does is directs police. Hey, we had a shot fired in that area, so they can intensely patrol that area.
look.
That's all.
And
it
I
really
think that's
does.
a good thing because some of these areas are completely under siege and people are afraid to report stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that takes because people know sometimes you call and say, I want to be anonymous, and the police knock on your door anyway. Like, dude, I said anonymous.
Like,
I
hey,
didn't
we
call
got
y'all.
your report.
I don't know you.
Can we
Park
come
in your
in?
driveway.
No, I didn't call you.
Can we speak to Shamike Bethea?
Exactly. Blink twice if you feel threatened. Hey, no.
Yeah. Well, and I can just tell you this: my favorite Chinese fast food spot is in Cliffdale Plaza, and so I'm just
Really, Josh?
telling
I mean,
you,
hey.
man, they got great chicken wings.
Do they?
Oh, brother, let me tell you now.
Do they let you eat inside? Like, do
They do now. They just started.
Okay.
I don't because
Mine
I mean,
hasn't started yet.
Well, you're right there. You're across the street.
I am.
And I
I
live in a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why we
Well, I
ain't
took
eating?
I took Jim and his wife today to Hunan Garden.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like Hunan.
Have they opened up the whole place yet though? Because like,
Hunan? Yeah.
is the whole
Yeah,
because
they-
last time I was there, they only had like
Yeah.
one section the size of this room. Open.
Where's Hunan Garden?
It's right.
It's right.
This ain't no
Harris-
plug,
Harris
so we got
Theater.
advertising.
Right by
Harris
Harris
Theater.
Theater.
Yeah, Harris Theater.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
My spot got Cantonese chicken too.
I actually
Don't get me
like
started.
Harris Teeter's
Are we doing
egg
plugs?
rolls.
Egg
So,
rolls?
yeah, they have like the veggie roll, the spring
Okay,
rolls and all that
okay.
stuff on the hot bar.
You
The
know,
one
you
in
know
this
whose
area.
Here
egg
we
rolls
go.
I love? My own.
Exactly.
I made some banging one 2
I need
nights
you to
ago.
cook.
Exactly.
I need for you to
me
cook,
tell
then,
you, my
Pastor
kids were
Josh.
going
I was
crazy.
Cause we giving out advertisement with no pay. Like, come on. Like,
strike that from the record.
Strike it from the records. We
Okay.
eat at home around here.
So
or
we
over
have-
Pastor Josh Church. Cliffdale.
We
Yeah.
you know
Sunday after service,
we
that
do a
kitchen
lot
window
of
open
feeding.
up. It's
So we
good.
just did our 21-day fast too that we just concluded, and so
Oh.
all my people are back at it. They're like, Yes, thank you. We're done.
I'm coming to
Feed me,
Cliffdale.
feed. So
Tell them make some beignets.
Okay,
Yes,
tell me more about that.
yeah.
15-day fast for
21 days. So we do.
21
So I told you how I go
Joshua
away
fast.
at the end of every year.
Yeah.
Daniel fast.
There you go. Excuse
well,
me for not
coming
being
into the new
biblical.
year. Coming into the new year, we do 21 days. Kind of like you would do Lent, but we do it at the beginning of the year, and we take 21 days to pray, to fast, and just
Okay.
pray
Peter,
God's
you do
blessing over
Lent?
the new year.
I mean, I should.
He
does-
lent
he-
me some money. That's
He
the only thing
does
lent.
Fat Tuesday. He does Mardi Gras,
He celebrate all through the year.
Ash Wednesday.
every day is a
Every day?
holiday.
It's like
Extended
people.
Greek.
Yeah.
It's like people on social media who say I drink socially.
Yeah.
And every day they show up.
They're socially drinking. They got something socially playing every day.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, guys, I got two more topics. I really don't want to mess with the school board right now because I don't know enough about it. But Cumberland
I know they're
County,
failing, but that's
well, yeah, and we are looking for a new school superintendent,
Superintendent.
and
Go ahead,
as
for it,
well
Josh.
as chief of police. So anyway, affordable housing. So this caught my eye last week. So there's affordable housing program announced. Now everybody in this room probably knows it's tough out there.
Oh,
Mhm.
It's not a surprise that people are struggling to pay their rent and groceries and all because
mortgage.
more.
But it's
well,
about to get better.
because the national standard is you're supposed to spend no more than 30% on housing
Mhm.
of your income. Well, this is what bothers me. They're having another program where Cumberland County is one of 22 counties as part of 10 teams in North Carolina, and our team has 22 counties. But they're doing it just to learn more about it. There's no money for actual getting affordable housing.
I haven't read that. Is that a survey or something that
Yeah,
you're doing?
it's a program that the state's running, and even in the article, that the people putting it on said, well, nearly 1/3 of households in North Carolina are considered cost burdened, meaning they spend over 30% of their income on housing. So they already know.
They
Well,
can talk to
and
me.
Why
So, I
are we
mean,
doing more?
Basic business, right? We all know we came through COVID. This is actually going to be the first year. Because the church is a business, we got to pay our light bill and our mortgage. This will be the first year that we can actually gauge trends since COVID. So we can now say, hey, our mortgage payment was such and such. Are we actually going to be able to afford that in 2025? And we can begin to look at trends. So I don't even know. I say that to say I don't even know that we're at a place where that's even necessary, because you got to have the trend. And I don't know that
Yeah.
of course, people are still having a difficult time. People are still recovering from COVID. They're still regrowing business.
Yeah.
And not just that. I mean, there's been numerous studies already. I mean, like I've gone to conferences, I've listened to webinar. This is all over. But I think our focus is we should be focusing on actually giving, if we're going to do that, actually lending people the money to build, like small developers. To actually lend the money to flip the houses to whatever, but it has to be because that's the way you do it.
Or
Put it into the entrepreneur.
You open up like rural economic community development, which they do like low interest loans for people who are just starting out.
Yeah.
But this is
Well, not necessarily the actual home buyer, but
No.
I'm talking about the developers
developer,
to
yeah,
actually
yep.
do it, because we do have a lot of, and this was one of my frustrations with looking for low income housing, because that's what we're into just for my business. We're targeting homes that are in socioeconomic distressful areas and going in and renovating them, but yet putting them back on the market for a medium price. We're not trying to jack up the prices and stuff so people can afford it. But the issue is we have people that have bought those homes that are not trying to sell it. They're abandoned homes. And those are the things, like, we have the housing. It's just a matter of making those housing.
Look, girl,
livable.
I got 10 people in my church I'll put you on right now that need repair, that need overhauls of their entire houses. They don't want to move out, but they don't have the money to fix it.
But then the other part, when you look at affordable housing, what I'm always thinking about is where you're going
I
to
need to
put
talk
it
to you.
What areas are you going to put this affordable housing in? Because, and this is not to disparage anyone, but oftentimes when you put affordable housing in certain areas, that property value in that area drops because the individuals that come into that affordable housing tear the area up.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking about Trump not letting black people rent from his apartments in New York. And I said, it wasn't that they were black. They want Section 8.
Yeah.
And a lot of landlords don't want Section 8 housing in their areas because oftentimes, not always, because you got some good tenants, but oftentimes they come in and you look over here off of Grove.
There's no ownership
Street.
incentive.
Yeah.
The people that are given,
So it's a
they
difference.
don't take care of things.
Exactly.
There's a difference between affordable housing. Let me make sure we
And
understand.
low-income housing.
It's a difference. It's
Yep.
a distinct difference between affordable housing and low income housing.
Yep.
Affordable housing is basically at that 30% mark. That means they're working. These are teachers. These are teachers.
They look
These
and they
are-
look at their budgets. They look at their money. They
Right.
look at their income.
These are policemen. These are state workers or city workers that make $50,000. So these are not people that don't have any income or it's just that 30% of their income is allotted to go to that housing. So there's a qualification.
Why can't we make housing affordable for the people that already got housing? Because we paying out the wazoo.
That's because some of us chose $200,000 plus $300,000 home.
What that mean? Don't be trying to throw shade over here. I can't get food stamps, nothing.
All I gotta say, Jerry, is show me the money. Look, I can show you the places to spend it. Show me the money. Show me the money, Jerry.
Help people that already got housing, that already have houses that are being taxed and priced out of the wazoo. It's just like you look at your cell phone company, they got all these new programs for all these new customers, and you call them like, can I get the discount? No, you've been with us for 6 years. You've been a faithful customer, but you don't qualify for this. What?
No, we got you, dog. We don't need to give you
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah. Like, but I cancel my service and I'll come back in a month.
Can I tell you how many credit cards I've canceled because of that?
God,
I've been like,
me.
I want you. You're gonna have to take me back to an introductory,
Help me
otherwise,
out.
I'm
I can't afford $50 a pack of chicken no more. I can't do it. Too
Okay, so we're about to go to break. So when we get back, we're going to talk to our friend Leonard Bryant from Frederick Douglass Foundation. And we're going to talk about an event he's working on right when we come back. Give me just a moment.
Update.
Loading.
Talking too much.
The smartest hour of talk radio will return after these important messages from our commercial sponsors. Free thinking, hard hitting, truth telling. You're listening to the Carolina Cabinet, Eastern North Carolina's answer to the radical left. Liberal media's blah, blah, blah. Welcome back to local conservative talk radio.
And welcome back to the Carolina Cabinet. I'm Peter Pappas here in studio with Pastor Josh, with Shamike, with Bishop, Antoine
TV
Miner,
show.
Here. I'm here.
and Leonard Bryant.
Oh,
Always good to have you here.
Welcome back.
So,
Peter, you sounded so nice saying that. Oh,
Welcome.
you put on this. You put on your
my
sexiest
customer
man.
service voice.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
what
say
it
the
is.
sexiest man alive.
This is
voice.
me wanting your lunch money voice. You see?
Okay.
That's
Welcome to
how it is, yeah.
Baldino's. How much?
That's right. That's right. So Leonard, it's been a while since you've been on the cabinet.
Welcome back.
A
Welcome.
few things have
Welcome
transpired.
back. It just made me happy pulling in the parking lot and seeing that red Mustang. I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
That was your red Mustang?
Yeah, he like that.
Yeah,
speed.
The Lord said, donate it to me.
no, he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't say that?
He's a false prophet, brother.
Yeah.
Really,
Tell
God
it.
said to donate
Tell
it
it,
to me.
Pastor. Tell it.
God said, donate it to him.
He said, donate, yeah.
Y'all, I can't.
hear-
I
I'm
seriously
hearing from
cannot
the Spirit,
take
I just
y'all
don't know what-
anywhere.
Okay, y'all behave.
Yeah, behave. We get,
Quick, Shamike in the house.
So Leonard, and you and I ran campaigns in the fall. We didn't make it, but we're still fighting. We're still in the community doing things. You're a member of the Frederick Douglass Foundation.
Yep.
So initially we're here to talk about, you have an event February 22nd at the Cliffdale Library. It's a free event.
Yep.
But I don't know the purpose. I don't know what you're going to learn. So talk to me. What are we going to do at this event?
Well, so the objective of the event is just to talk to young men. Young men has a particular focus. So I think that if we can kind of speak some positive words to our younger men, that we'll be able to see results that will make a positive difference in the community. If young men have focus, if they understand their value, if they understand that they were created by God to do something very specific, none of us are the same. If they can understand that and tap into what their skill set, gift, or ability is, then they have a much better chance of succeeding. So that's the objective. We initially wanted to put it on for the 8th, but that ultimately was a little too tight. We tried to get it at one other place, and that location fell through. So I had to push it out so that we could get a spot.
So Leonard, what do you do at the Frederick Douglass Foundation?
Oh, well,
A little bit of this, a little of that. You know,
I work for you. Kind of, sort of, but not really. I am the liaison for Cumberland County for the Frederick Douglass Foundation. We're going to have a little name shift in a little bit. I probably shouldn't get into that, but the Frederick Douglass Foundation is right now is 501c3 organization, seeking to really kind of focus on particularly the African American community and speaking conservative values and how important those values are. And I think that one of the big things that has me motivated is, the national election, and there are a lot of people, particularly minorities, African Americans, Hispanics, Asian Americans, who chose President Trump after all that he went through. So people are open to it now. We have a real opportunity to build on those gains. And I think that having a non-political event to start off with, just talking about the kids, helping them to see, you're no accident. You got something really valuable to give. And I want to be able to kind of help people to figure that out.
I think seeing their worth as young men. And so we had, the Conservative Men's Huddle about this time last year. I think that was a Frederick Douglass thing we did over at Tracy's venue. Abdul Ali, and we had a bunch of people there that day. And it really was focused on, come on, young man, you're made for more than sagging your pants and impregnating people with no recourse. You're meant to be a child of God. You have worth. So
I think that's good that the Frederick Douglass Foundation is focusing on that, particularly black men. We saw during this last election cycle how black men were targeted and tried to be shamed and different things like that.
Treated to be stupid.
And especially those who are coming out of the Democrat Party or the Democrat plantation, as we call it. For many years, they've been looked at as stupid. They've been looked at as invaluable,
granted
and stuff like that. And to really be able to tell them now that you have purpose, you have destiny. There is a reason why you exist. You are not silent. You are not monolithic. We see you. I think that's a key thing right there. Is black men especially are in such a place now where it's like, do you see me? Even when you look at social media, you see all of these women's groups coming out and attacking black men and stuff like that. And black men have really felt kind of ostracized for a long time. Even in churches, you go to churches and we know this. You want to pull a lot of people out to come to your service, do something for the women. You do something for the men.
5 guys show up.
Yeah, 5 guys show up. Father's Day, you get donuts. Mother's Day, you get a full course cuisine. And so doing that and really focusing on men, I think really empowers the overall community because men are the driving force. And the Democrat Party for years has really worked hard to destroy the black man and got him out of the home and all the rest of these things. But we're seeing that paradigm shift now where you're seeing black men come back into their homes, taking charge of their children again and stuff like that. So an event like this that really empowers that demographic, I'm like, hey, let's get it.
And especially, one of the biggest things of looking at our community is when the retaliation against Obama, for Obama to call a meeting and basically tell out of all, he didn't speak to any other group of men, but actually point his kind of pop the black man's head, right? Or say, what are you doing? You don't have the right to think, right? You should be supporting Kamala. And when we're having people single, especially Obama is a former president, and that was a very distinguished position, and then he comes out and be the policeman of the black people, of the black male.
He's the cracker. No offense to anybody, but y'all know what the cracker is.
Here we go. All right.
The cracker was the individual on the plantation that cracked that whip to get you in line, and so when Obama's get behind Kamala.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Obama's black.
What that mean?
Y'all call me.
So was the Django.
I'm just saying. So
you ever saw Django?
That went over lines.
You're not white, Peter.
I'm Greek.
You're Greek.
I get it.
Yeah. So you're not
just
brown.
Saying, I never heard that applied to another black person.
But that's what it is. It is that individual on the plantation that was used to crack the whip. Everybody always think it was the slave master it was the cracker. That's where that term cracker comes from.
Oh,
that
really?
was the person who
I thought
cracked
it was
that whip.
Cracker.
No, they cracked that
Why
whip to
calling
get the
me out?
slaves in line. And so when you see people like Obama and even these entertainers that come out to try to check you, those are the crackers. Those are the ones that are
Got
cracking
you.
that
Okay.
whip to get you
Got a
back.
history.
in
Everybody
line.
getting on
Yeah.
Nelly because he wanted to play at the inauguration.
Well, see,
yeah.
that's another thing.
Trying to
'cause
cancel Snoop.
more and more people, and he had a 180-degree change too. And so I think with all of these things taking place now, we have a real opportunity because a lot of people are like, well, what is it like to be a Republican? And I know I'd said some time ago that, if a kid looks at me and says, if he can be a Republican in the light of day as an African American, then maybe I can too.
And one of the things that the Frederick Douglass, and we're now switching to the Frederick Douglass Freedom Alliance, that is that we're actually in the process of changing because we're going to be doing more political stuff. So we're moving into the C4 era.
So
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass Foundation no more?
No,
or
it's
just
still
you're,
there.
You're adding another wing.
We're transitioning so that
Okay.
the Frederick Douglass Foundation.
I mean, I'm a
is still-
member, so I need
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
What,
And
who am I
you
writing
would-
a check to this
and you
week?
would, and you
this
would be
year?
getting a memo soon.
Okay. All right. I didn't
that-
get the memo.
The envelope
So,
for the
yeah.
payment is
Yeah.
in the mail.
I bet it is.
And so not for actually for their our leadership is going to come together and hold a meeting and kind of explain the transition that is coming on it. But you're starting to see some of the transition in our flyers and stuff with the name.
And you
Just
can
to
do
prep her.
C3 and C4.
Yes,
You
yes.
know,
So the
it's
C4,
perfectly-
the C3 is still alive.
Yep.
It's just that we're going more into the political arena now,
Right.
and there's a conflict when you take a
Yes.
seat when you start doing
Well, you're,
so much.
you're gearing
political.
up to fight. You're sharpening your knives.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
what-
that's unfortunately what
See,
you got to
they-
do.
As a C4, they'll be able to do things that I can't do from my pulpit, and
Okay.
that's good. Now,
Yeah.
if I had a C4, then
You could speak more politically,
Yes,
yes.
I could.
Yes.
But they're
Yes.
two distinct.
Yeah.
Well, and
entities.
so for anybody listening, first of all, you can be a member
Yes.
as a non-member of the African American community. Because
Yes.
look at me,
Yes,
I'm a
and,
member.
And Frederick
But-
Your
Douglass.
honorary member.
Big time.
Yeah.
But furthermore, if you like freedom and you like
Yes.
education, and that's like what Leonard's going to be doing is an educational type event, then we need people to join.
Yes, and you can go to the website is www.fdfnc.org. The website still haven't changed, but there are been some updates. And people don't know that Frederick Douglass was married to a black woman. Then he was married to a white woman. And so when you start looking at and the reason why Frederick
Not
Douglass,
at the same time.
not at the same time,
Yeah.
his first wife passed away, and his second
No
wife.
judgment here.
And the reason and really his legacy
You got
is
to go
still
that
a,
way next, Bishop.
really his legacy his legacy still exists because of his white wife, because she put in things in place when they were about to sell off his land and stuff, his children. And so when it comes to, we do focus on the black community, but we work with other groups too. We
Right.
work with the Hispanic Coalition. We
Yeah.
work with the Asian, just because there's different needs in every
It's
group.
not exclusively.
It's not
black.
exclusive.
It's do you like freedom?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
And if you say no, then there's a border you need
Yeah.
to get over.
And
Oh.
and because just what they're talking about
Go over
the-
there.
the-
Don't look at me, Bishop.
We're doing borders now. We're
Yeah.
talking about borders.
Yeah, go
Okay,
jump
I'm
that
gonna be
fence,
quiet
dog.
now.
Yeah. So,
Let's talk about borders.
no, that.
But he was making a point. I want to make sure that the men folk in here get enough time to talk, and I'm going to be quiet on
Such a
because we saw
submissive woman.
some things yesterday, because we did an event a couple days ago, and this was one of the things that were brought up. I'm going to kind of relinquish, go ahead and let you
Well,
get started.
no, you're making great points. That's why I said having you here on the inside reading on Frederick Douglass Freedom Alliance is really good that you brought that up and explained it. But the event is just to really kind of speak life to young men. I think that the negative impact of feminism and transgenderism hits the African American community harder, because I think that from the very beginning with the Cloud and Piven strategy in the 60s to flood the American economic system with welfare is just really detrimental to the black community. It was focused on the black community. But this transgenderism push is something that the majority of African Americans do not want. They don't want their young men. We already have a challenge with young men being spoken to be able to move in the position we need them to be in as husbands and fathers. I think this attack, very visceral attack on the black husband and black father, is really what we should be addressing very assertively, not aggressively, but assertively, and to try to let these young men know, hey, your masculinity is not toxic. It's a gift given to you by God to
Absolutely.
do certain things. So
I
that's
like my testosterone.
It's a gift to stand up and take care of.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be. So people hear that toxic masculinity and immediately think of a dude in a wife beater.
Yeah.
If you're that guy, no, you're the wrong kind of
But that's not.
masculinity.
But
That's not
but-
masculinity is
right.
not whooping somebody's butt.
that's not-
Masculinity is taking care and making somebody feel
Yes,
protected and neat.
I can't wear a
Exactly.
wife beater no more.
No.
You can wear it under that black
Now
shirt.
To protect
Might
not
show
to
my
harm.
nipple.
I'm gonna keep my nose. I'm gonna keep my comment to
Please
myself.
do. Yeah. Go ahead.
But Leonard,
pastor's here.
yeah.
That's why you're covered, so you can say it.
So, is there an age limit for? I'm covering myself up. I don't want stuff showing. Is there an age
God.
limit for these men? Is there any type of age stipulation, or is it men of all ages? And
You're targeting youth or like what age
Here's
groups?
here's what I'll say. If I could target it, if I could put a range on it, to be 12 to 18, just pre-adolescent. But the reality is that there are a lot of 19 and 21-year-old guys who just want somebody to talk to and say, "Hey, I need help with."
Well, I mean, come on, other fellow men in the room. I mean, let's be honest. Let's face it.
We
When
didn't
did
really
mature?
become, till like
Until
40,
like
40
27?
years old.
I'm still
If
working
you're
on
lucky,
it
yeah.
myself.
y'all
so,
speak for yourself. I matured at 12 like Jesus.
Yeah.
So what y'all
Oh,
talking about?
okay.
Well, you had to. You were one of like 90 kids. So
That is very true.
there was something. I don't know if you circulated it or there was something. I saw a radio interview from when you were running for mayor a few years ago, and you went into how many siblings.
I'm one of 37 children.
When I first heard it, I'm like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
But I heard it again recently. I'm like, man, Bishop, that just makes sense now. Why you
That's
know.
what happens when women take off lingerie and put on muumuus.
Oh,
You understand? I'm just saying.
Oh,
Because
look.
these women these days wear lingerie can't keep a man. Our grandmothers wore muumuus and had 56 kids and stayed married for 49 years with a muumuu.
I'm gonna tell you this. My wife look hot. She looks hot in a muumuu.
I'm trying to tell you,
just gonna tell
bring
that
back
right-
the
she-
muumuu women.
She looks
You
hot.
know what? I'm laughing. I was like, but when that's when I get the most play. I promise you.
oh my Lord!
Every
What?
time I have like my dresses on or
I'm
whatever,
telling you,
Yeah.
nobody want
They
all
just-
that foolery.
they come out of woo. I'm
You-
like,
you
oh
speak
Lord.
for yourself, Bishop.
I'm just saying, we don't need Victoria's Secret. The secret is out. Put on a muumuu. Put on a muumuu and one of them bras that look like the bazooka in the front, the pointy one. That's what got the babies made. I'm
God.
just saying. Y'all play if you want
Why?
to. Every one of us in here came from a pointy bra. So keep it, whatever.
Oh Jesus.
All right,
I
so
got
that
nothing.
escalated.
I'm here I'm blushing.
Yeah,
I got
that's
nothing.
Male masculinity.
Yeah.
That's it.
So for those of
ain't
you
toxic.
listening on the radio, you definitely want to check out the podcast because you can see us all in here cutting up.
Right.
So you definitely want to see the video on that one. So
Yo.
okay, so back to muumuus. That's the
Yes.
consensus. Okay,
Yes.
so Leonard, like where? I hate to say it. Like where are you getting the young men from? Like where are you networking to get them invited to come? Like, tell me about that.
Well, I can't think his last name. Coach Mike has
Spears.
connections. Spears with a lot of kids. So we're just gonna ask him to get some people to show up. We'll
Okay.
put it out in various.
I'll
So,
bring some of my
it's
mentees.
somebody.
Yeah.
It's somebody that you all are already working with,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
kind of formalizing. Let's teach you. Let's talk to you about not even teaching you how to be a man, but just here's the framework.
And it is.
Of being a
It's,
man.
it's not a.
Because
It's a
you're not
public
going to get a lot
event.
done in 2 hours.
It is a public event.
Yeah.
Anyone is listening and wanna come out,
Can I come?
they can come.
Well, that's why we're here
And so
to talk about it because
yeah.
I want it well attended. I will
Come.
be there so I can learn how to
Come.
be a big man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to grow taller, Bishop. I know what
that
you're
I
gonna
was
say.
like that
Get out of
comment
here.
just came to my forehead.
I knew exactly. I saw that look. I just saw that twitch.
I'm just
Like,
saying, like,
you know, we're
it's
both
okay,
we're
Peter.
both a
Everybody
little
got
vertically
dreams.
challenged. I don't know
Everybody
why
got
you're talking
dreams.
smack.
I mean,
yeah.
Well,
none of us will be as
I got
black
some
as
heels,
Josh.
Peter.
Well, I'm gonna. I might need to borrow them tomorrow for the gala.
Be a prince.
Yeah, Prince among men. So okay, so you've got Coach Mike, you said, and then you'll bring some mentees.
I'll bring some mentees,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Is there any other places we should be looking? I mean, is it something that Josh should maybe send as a memo to his church?
Can do.
In his
Let's put it
bulletin
out.
or something? I mean,
Yep.
Let's put it out.
His flyer and stuff probably be out soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on that tomorrow, and then we'll fill out the paperwork for the foundation, and so that they can weigh in on it.
okay.
But yeah, just put it out because we want our young men to know that there are some things out there for them, and then maybe it'll possibly become something we can do on a regular. We'll see.
Awesome.
You know,
I hope so.
And I will mention, I was like, because I had the opportunity to do some work over there in Moore County as well. But this is something that is becoming an issue within, not becoming an issue, but have been bringing to awareness of a lot of these communities are focusing on, especially because we target in the Frederick Douglass Foundation, we target the Black and low economic area, but that has been brought up so many times: fatherhood, men mentoring. Going in those communities. And what I absolutely love the most is that the last 2 events that I've gone to with the Frederick Douglass Foundation in Moore County and Cumberland, it has been more men than women. And so that speaks volume.
Yeah. Yep, that's good.
And that's good. When you look at Scripture, the Bible says you have many teachers, but not many fathers.
Yeah.
You don't have many men who have that fathering spirit, that fathering anointing to come in and really pour in and to deposit in these young men, and that's what you need, especially in today's society.
Well, you Bishop, you focus a lot on your mentorship program, and it's one thing to get up and preach a sermon on Sunday. It's another thing to be there for that young man at 2 o'clock in the morning, and or whatever, take him out to breakfast, whatever. The day to day,
the mundality, the mundane life stuff that these young men need to see. They have no role model.
Yeah,
that's what mundality means.
Mundality.
Okay,
yes. Mundane, mundality.
And I think that goes beyond race. That goes beyond.
Yeah, I scored pretty good on my SATs.
Peter be coming up with some big words, and
he do.
I'd be like, "Dang, Peter, you thought of that?"
He be in the encyclopedia before he show up here.
Mundality.
I know.
Mundality.
He
been waiting all night to use that word.
No, it's because he went to a private school. When he was
here we go. Well, no, I paid attention as well.
So he's saying black folks don't pay attention
at the private school.
At the private school.
Yeah, and then when I cuss, my dad gets mad at me because you're a college boy, you cuss. I'm like, Jim. Side note. So Jim is here from Pakistan, and he's been my virtual assistant for 4 years. But we went to meet my dad the other day, and my parents, and I said a couple of colorful things, and my mom is mad at me, like, "Why are you?" And Jim just looks at me like, "Yeah, that's pretty mild."
That's Peter.
I've heard way worse.
I hear that every day.
That's Peter.
Yeah. So, and Jim was telling me when he knows he's in trouble with me, when I'm mad at him, I say, "Good morning, my favorite something or other." So it's a Greek word. I don't want to say.
I can only imagine.
Only imagine. Please don't say it out loud.
No,
because I can only imagine what that word is.
But Jim went on to say that, you will be mad, and I know I did something wrong, but we just work it out and we're good.
But the reason Jim has lasted for 4 years is because this is his first time seeing Peter in person. I want to see how long this relationship lasts after Friday. I'm just saying.
Well, I already have a cousin working with me. My cousin Dino came to work with me, and the other cousins are taking bets as to how long me and Dino are going to work together.
For real.
But see, my cousin Dino and I said, "Look, we're going to fight."
Yeah.
I said, "Just get over it."
Did I tell you?
Because I'm going to be right.
I'm the one who's right.
I thought Dino was Hispanic.
Oh, no. This is Dino Skinteris, not Hondros.
Okay.
Yeah. I have many cousin Dinos.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Dino, Pete.
I don't think Dino Hondros, he wouldn't come work for you.
No. Now, Dino's a commercial real estate guy.
I mean, that's it.
But no, my cousin Dino used to have George's on Yankin Road.
Okay.
So,
that was a sandwich spot too?
Yeah.
Wait, that's the time.
We lost my uncle 3 years ago, and they closed the restaurant and stuff. And then Dino, I
haven't been there since pre-COVID, but I love that spot.
I'm very happy to have my cousin with me.
That's
awesome.
So
awesome.
whether the other cousins want to bet against us or not, I got you.
Is he going to bring some of the George's food over to?
We're going to stick to Baldino's menu right now, but I'm not saying we won't be in the back making.
Which one was better, Josh?
Making some spaghetti.
Oh, Baldino's.
Yeah. Oh,
Josh, you can tell the truth.
Wink.
Wink twice if you're in trouble.
Wink if you're in trouble. Well, it's good to have family around. Let me just say that. Okay, so Leonard, I just hijacked your whole shtick here, but I'm excited for you, man. I really, I as having been to one of these events, I left there like fulfilled. Like, you guys really care about the community. You guys really want to see these young men do better. And I keep thinking, show them they're worth something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe, and look, I don't want to stereotype. Young black male is going to be getting into trouble, but get them to put down the guns. Mm-hmm. Maybe teach them to fight.
Pull them pants
up. Or something. Pull your pants up. I don't know how they have their pants down. They're going to run away? How?
Hey, you'd be surprised how fast some jokers can run with the pants down. They have got that thing down to a science with Crocs on.
Are they grabbing their waist?
Let me tell you something. I ain't never seen it like that before, but I done seen them run pants all the way down just about to the knee with Crocs on it. I mean, they moving. It's a science.
One of the things that we were talking to, because Miss Charlotte over there at the, and hopefully we can have her on the show, but they do a lot with high-risk kids, and she made a comment that was about everything is about environment, and the environment that they know is the environment that they come. So we got to take them out of that environment and do something different. And it was like, because everybody that we see, that environment, they have it on through the music, they have it on television, and then they have it in their neighborhoods, and it's all intentional. So when we start looking, when we bring them out of their environment and they meet other kids that are other black kids that are performing well, or that are one is going to be a rejection, right? Because they're like, oh, those for the white people. That's what we get. Like if you like in our community, when you're successful, that's what you get. But then over a period of time, they're like, wait a second, well, I can do better than this.
We need to tell those young men, you need to sell out.
Yeah, sell out to.
You need to get up out of there.
And this is one of the things. And I'm going to be quiet because I know you got to say something. But I'm starting to see some of the old school rappers come out. I mean, and they're like, hey. When we used to with I think it's like a Tribe Called Quest.
I think when you get older
and Righteous People, they're coming out and it's like, hey, when we made music, it was a positive, it was something positive,
right?
And so now I'm starting to see a pushback in industry that's saying this is not our culture. This culture has been. This is not who we are as a people. So that is great that I'm starting to see that as well.
Leonard, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
You served in the military, right?
Yeah.
What was your rank when you retired out?
Retired Sergeant First Class.
Sergeant First Class? I said that because every time I see him, I just want to go to parade rest.
For real? He always talk about. I was like,
every time I see him, I just want to lock my heel and go to parade rest.
English. What does that mean?
That means put that. Like this.
Parade
rest.
rest. Okay.
Yes.
I heard Ray rest. I'm like, what?
Are you trying to talk about my
I'm
black
trying to
language?
talk about your ebonical nature over here. Yeah.
My ebonical nature. You've been in that dictionary.
I don't even think
Ebonical. That's not even a word, Peter.
I just made it up.
Okay.
Ebonical.
It's a Greek thing.
I would say Mercanese, but see, if you're out of Fayetteville, they don't know what Mercanese is.
Oh, that's how they talk on the Merc.
That's exactly right. That's the dialect that's spoken on the Merc.
What?
I've already apologized to Jim. I said, most Americans are not like us.
No, they're not.
So just disregard everything you hear.
Yeah, welcome to America.
Hanging around us and just go.
I just learned a new language, Mercanese.
Mercanese. That's good stuff, Peter.
Well, I mean,
you're so culturally
affectionately
correct.
referred to, but I still can translate it.
That's good.
It's
like speaking
down in the
jive.
hood.
Yeah.
Helping folks.
It's like speaking jive.
Oh, come on, like y'all don't laugh when you see like on Instagram or TikTok these old videos of like Airplane the movie when June Cleaver talks. When
it's called speaking jive.
The black dudes are speaking jive and she's translating and then she gets mad at him and says,
"Ain't no slack, Jack."
Come on, you laugh at that stuff.
I'm clueless.
Yeah.
I laugh at Archie Bunker, so I don't care.
Well, June Cleaver did a cameo in Airplane.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Shirley, don't call me Shirley.
Yes.
Now I got to go back and find Airplane.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give me some jive,
Well,
Clyde.
this is a group that has 70s, 80s movies in their head.
Oh,
Lots of useless 80s movie knowledge up here in this head. So, all right. So, Leonard, it's February 22nd.
Yep.
It's Cliffdale Library now.
Yes.
From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We will put the flyer.
10, 11:30. We'll be cleaning up at 12.
Okay. All right. Well, 10, 11.
Because we got an event coming after, so we got to come.
Oh, you got to hurry up.
But we will. But that don't mean that we can't go outside and still talk to people.
Now you said what time?
10 to 11:30.
Is that black time or another time? Because I'm just saying.
Are you time blind, Bishop?
I'm just saying because you say 10:30 black time. Folk don't start showing up till 12.
Is downtown? Is that the downtown lot?
Cliffdale.
Cliffdale. Okay.
My library.
Oh, okay. Your library.
My
Okay.
library.
So we need to be on time.
I will open my mouth at 10.
There you
start
go.
Talking, and if there's nobody there, then I'll be like.
But it's gonna be people there.
Roger that song, First Class. Roger that.
Roger. So what we'll do, we'll start at 10, but we'll kind of ease into it, make some introductions. We'll have panels. I'm still reaching out to my panel guests, so we'll have introduction there, and then we'll talk about three basic things.
If you need a panelist, just hit me up.
You might be on it, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I plan on attending, and I'll see about bringing you some food to that. But only a bit.
You looking good.
I'm down 60 pounds. I am.
Good.
Look at me. Next week I'll be down some more, but we're gonna tell you how I'm doing it.
Oh.
Hey.
How you doing it?
whisper in my ear. And go
Y'all heard how the show just ended?
Yeah, it just silence.
It's just silence, right?
Silence. How you do? Silence.
Yeah, I've been changing my eating habits.
Yep.
You know, y'all made me sick
have.
when it comes to
I've been changing my
It's
eating
so
habits.
true.
Like,
Because
I-
like I changed my eating habits and I'll drop like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
My
see
wife,
it.
my
Yeah.
wife, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
it's
Just
not even
one
right.
other reason why we upset the female
it's-
gender.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was
so,
like, because I've been stuck since December. So
well, my dear cabinet, our 60 minutes is up. I want to say
Oh,
thank you to
no.
Pastor Josh, to Shamika, to Bishop,
Here,
and Leonard
here.
Bryant. Very good having you. And my guy, Jim.
Jim.
So
Oh, yeah,
thank
we
you
got a bell.
all for being here today. To our listeners, I hope you do us a favor and take time this week to visit one of our commercial sponsors and let them know you heard their message on the Carolina Cabinet. If you do somehow miss an episode of our top-rated show,
Top rated.
you can find us on your favorite podcast broadcaster and now thecarolinacabinet.com. We are everywhere. So thanks again for tuning in this morning. And until next time, we are
The
Carolina Cabinet.
And we omnipresent.